Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. And I want to say Shalom to Akim and Akwath out there pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. This one's titled, In Everything Give Thanks. All right. So again, in everything give thanks. And this actually comes from 1 Thessalonians 5, all right, the 5th chapter. But we're going to get another one before that. But that's where the title comes from. All right. And this is, something I was just kind of meditating with through the Spirit. And bear with me real quick. Might make a quick adjustment to the audio here. But, it's something I was just measuring, weighing, not measuring, but, weighing and measuring through the Spirit. And there's another lesson I was going to do perhaps today, but this is the one that ended up coming up through the Spirit. So I went ahead and did it. It just felt right to the Spirit to do it. So as the title says, this lesson is going to be dealing with the importance of, giving thanks and being thankful to the Lord for the things that you have. All right, we've done lessons like this before, but it's a very important topic and something to keep on your mind because you got to realize, man, there's a lot of things that we wouldn't have. And, the first scriptures we're getting here are all dealing with, giving thanks to the Lord. And then, the latter end is talking about all the blessings that we've been given by the Lord, all right, from mercifully and graciously, all right, that we wouldn't have if it wasn't for the Lord, man. And everything you have, and all you have to do is look around you. Everything that you have, you would not have that if it was not for the Lord. So we're going to go and get Colossians 3 and 12 through verse 17, right? Verse 12, it reads, Put on therefore as the elect of Yahweh, holy and beloved, bowel of mercies, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, long-suffering, forbearing one another and forgiving one another, if any man have a quarrel against any, even as Hamashiach forgave you, so also do ye. We're going to stop there before we continue on. Now, these are the things, put on therefore as the elect of Yahweh. So if you put something on, what does it mean to put on? To put on, okay? To what? To don, to pour oneself into. What does it mean to don?
Don.
All right, it means to put on. Well, obviously, it means to put on. All right, but that's not what we want. The real word to pour oneself into.
Pour into.
All right, pour into. All right, contribute. It says, contribute money, and that's not what it is. Instead of money, it's effort. Right? To contribute, we're going to remove the word money. To contribute to an enterprise or project in copious amounts. What does copious mean? Abundant. All right, abundant in supply or quantity. Okay, so put on. All right, put in effort. All right, in full effect. All right, or put on these things. All right, in full effect. Okay, as the elect of Yahweh. Now we are the hopeful elect. Okay, now in the Bible, it's not going to mention anything about the hopeful elect. All right, the hopeful elect don't exist within the Bible because there's no such thing as really the being of the hopeful, the hopeful elect. All right, we are hopeful to be a part of the elect, but they're not a group of people. There's not the elect, the hopeful elect. It's not like that. We're the hopeful elect because we're hopeful to be a part of the elect. You're either elect or you're not, but we call ourselves the hopeful elect because we're what? Hopeful to be a part of the elect. So we are going to be doing things as what the elect would be doing, right? And hopefully we end up as members of the elect. Okay. So again, starting from verse 12, Colossians 3 and 12, put on therefore as the elect of Yahweh, holy and beloved or beloved, bowels of mercies, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, long-suffering. So these are the things that we should be doing, all right? Or how we should be behaving ourselves and ordering and structuring ourselves after what? Command of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. This is how we're supposed to be. So, being merciful, kind, all right? And that doesn't mean you walk around with a big-ass fucking shitty grin on your face all day, being nice to the people that spit in your face, all right? But again, there's another scripture. Let's get it. This is Romans 12:18. It says, if it be possible, as much as lieth in you, live peacefully with all men. So we're not going to be, just best, happy, chipper little friends with Esau. But at the same time, we're going to, if it be possible, as much lieth in us, right, to live possibly with all men. Okay, because that's what it says. If it be possible, as much as lieth in you, live peacefully with all men. Does that mean we're going to be buddy? No, but it means we're not going out of the way for unnecessary conflict either, man. Okay, so if we have to be kind to an Edomite, guess what? We have to be kind to an Edomite. I've given money to an Edomite before that's been begging on the side of the road. Because guess what? Something you got to realize is being a member of the elect, all right, or a hopeful member of the elect, and not only just being a hopeful member of the elect, but being an Israelite. Okay, it's Israelite custom to help. Okay, it's not. You got to realize have you ever heard of the term "be the bigger man" or "be the better person"? Okay, that's something you got to realize. Now, am I more inclined to give money to a homeless man who happens to be, looking like a Jake? Absolutely. And even with Jake, I'll weigh it. There's some Jake I wouldn't give a fucking penny, man. But there's certain people I would. All right, it's all through the spirit. Okay, you just know when you have the right feeling or the wrong feeling. Like me and my wife were at the store the other day. All right, and I didn't have any cash on me because you know how it is these days. I just don't carry a lot of cash. I used to carry an emergency 20 on me, but I gave my at least half of my emergency 20 to a person that was needing some money. So I don't have that anymore. I try to keep it with me, but I just don't run by ATMs and have cash a lot. So, but I told the guy, I was like, hey man, sorry, I don't have any cash on me. And I wasn't bullshitting him. I just didn't have it. If he would have said I got Cash App, hell, I would have given him some Cash App money. But the thing is, I just didn't have it on me. But that's that. The thing is that getting off on a tangent here is that be the better person, man. And that's the thing is as a custom of Israel is that we're generous. We're not to be like Esau. You got to think about it. It's not like a lot of people. I ain't gonna give him shit. Jake has become brutish and barbaric, man. Brute, resembling a brute. All right, what is a brute? All right, what is a brute?
Brute.
A savagely violent person or animal, and Jake has become brutish and violent, and they've done the whole two wrongs make a right. All right, that's what they think. They think two wrongs. You ever heard that? Two wrongs don't make a right. Well, Jake thinks that two wrongs do make a right, right? When they don't. Okay. Now there are certain things that have to be repaid. All right, and there are certain things that wrongs will have to be done to those persons to make a right. For example, the captivity in the kingdom. But for example, Jake takes it to an extreme, and they say, oh, they stole from us, so it's okay if I walk into Walmart or Target or Smith's and I steal. No, it's not. You can't steal. Well, they all stole from us. It's all of our gold. It's built off the backs of us. Yes, you're right. But it's still wrong for you to steal. It's not the time for it. Okay? It's not the time for it. Okay? We're going to get all our stuff back. But I can assure you don't need a Prime and a fucking Snickers, man. You don't need to. You ain't enacting any righteous judgment by going and stealing a fucking a box of Krispy Kreme donuts from the Smiths and a Snickers bar and a Coke. All right, you're not getting any for. I'm gonna pay Esau back. You're not for what? What for $10.95? It's stupid, man. But getting back on topic, where I was initially going was this. Is that you might say, oh, well, I ain't gonna give shit to these people. That's really, or I ain't gonna. Oh, Esau didn't, so I ain't gonna give none to him when he's homeless. Look, man, the whole point of Israel is we're the better people. We're the better person, man, and that doesn't mean you have to give, to a homeless Edomite. But you're not wicked if you give it a homeless Edomite. Now, would you be better off giving it to a Jake? Probably. But if there's an Edomite that needs some food, that's the thing. That's the thing with us. We are the better people, man. We are the better people. We act better. That's how righteousness is, man. You're not going to stoop to, there's the term, stooping to someone else's level. You should never stoop to Esau's level. He's on a very low level. If you stoop to that level, you're done, man. And that's what Jake has done, essentially. They have stooped to Esau's level. And that's why there's rampant amounts of homosexuality and bestiality and edophilia, put a P on that, amongst, even Jake these days. Is because who are they falling after? They're not falling after Israelite customs. They don't even know they're Israelites. They still think they're black from the land of Blackica, right? From over there somewhere in Africa, there's a land of black, right? That's what they must think, right? And they don't understand that how they're black And there's only black people, but there's Ethiopians that look black. There's Cubans that look black. There's all these different dark-skinned Dominicans, but they're just black. They're from the land of black, apparently. Where's black at? I've never seen that land. I've seen Portugal. I've seen Dominican Republic. I've seen Africa. I've seen all these other. I've never seen no country or continent named black. So how are you black people? You have African people. You have Caucasian people from the Caucasus Mountains. They call themselves white now. There's no land of white either. Same thing. No land of white. You know, where are you from? Because in the Caucasus, you know, that makes sense, but they don't like being called Caucasian, because if you go back, now they were called Caucasian for the longest time, but now that all the term of where this whole Caucasian term came from, the Caucasus Mountains, and it can be linked back to Esau, they don't quite like the term Caucasian anymore. All right, they don't really like it, right? So where's the land of black? Where's the land of white? There's no lands of black and white. There's none. There's different lands. And you know what one of the lands is Israel, and that's where we're from. All right, that is where we are from. All right, and we are historically, were historically before we, you know, fell from grace. All right, a righteous people that, you know, were the better people in general. All right, so anyway, a little bit of a tangent on that. I guess it was through the Spirit, but you know, don't go overboard with that. You know, because with the kindness, don't think you have to go over and break your neck backwards to go and try to do something either to help. If you don't have it, you don't have it, man. If you have it, if you want to help, that's fine. If you have it and you don't want to help, hey, do what you do, right? You don't have to give money to beggars, but you know, if you see someone, you know, I don't know, it's just me. It's not, you're not commanded to do it, but you know, it is recommended, all right, as you'll see in verse 14. So bowels of mercy, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, long suffering. All right, so humbleness of mind, being humble, not being proud. All right, remember, pride is hateful above all. Pride is hateful above all. No, what is it? Both of the Lord and men. Here it is. I was butchering it. Slakia. Ecclesiasticus 10:7. Pride is hateful before Yahweh and man, and by both doth one commit iniquity. So look, the Lord doesn't like pride. We don't like pride. Men don't like pride either. No one likes a proud ass person. All right. And the opposite of proud, being proud, is humble. And the opposite of pride is humbleness. All right. And so you want to be humble, you know, meek. What is meek? Let's go look that up word. Look that word up. There's a lot of words here. Meek. All right. Quiet, gentle, and easily imposed on. Submissive. All right. Patient, long suffering. What is long suffering? Having or showing patience in spite of troubles. All right, especially those caused by other people. And the person that's mainly causing our troubles right now is Esau, because the world is given in the hand of the wicked, right? So, and of course, those are punishments that are being afflicted upon us, you know, from the Edomites, but really, ultimately, through Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, because of the wickedness that we've done, and you know, the curses on us, because we're here for captivity, right? So, verse 13, it says, forbearing one another and forgiving one another. It says, if any man have a quarrel against thee, even as Hamashiach forgave you, so also do ye. All right. And if they have you know, you don't want to, you shouldn't be bearing grudges in this truth as much as possible. Okay. You want to forgive, you know, the term forgive and forget, right? You don't necessarily have to forget. All right. And a matter of fact, a lot of the time it's not wise to forget. It's there to keep it in the back of your mind somewhere in case that person caused offense against you again. But you should forgive somebody or another, especially if they apologize. If they apologize, now if they didn't, you can try to forgive them as much as possible. If they don't apologize, it's a little hard, right? But if someone asks for, can I speak right? If someone asks, goddamn, can't even speak right. But if somebody asks for your forgiveness, to the best of your ability, you should try to, you know, forgive that person. Bear with me while I grab a drink. So, you know, it says, verse 14, and above all these things, put on charity, which is the bond of perfectness. All right, or perfectness. I don't know why I said perfectness. Perfectness. All right, what is charity? Now, we should all know what charity is. But charity. It says, well, it's two, because one is the first definition is a scam organization. An organization set up to provide help and no, yeah, all those Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, all those organizations are a scam. Unless they're very small, individually owned organizations, then I wouldn't even, no. Matter of fact, I don't even give to those charities like that. There's a place I like to go called Zia Records, all right? And I used to go there a lot. It's a record store. They have video games and stuff, because you know me and my games, right? You've heard it before. And my music and stuff, I like all that stuff. And they sell DVDs and VHS and all that stuff too. Old stuff for people like me that are old and stuck in their ways, right? Not that I'm even that old, but you know. They used to have a thing. I bought there recently. I don't know. Lord willing, I'm going there today, so I don't know if I'll report back. I guess we'll find out. But I haven't seen it for a long time. They used to have it when you bought something. They'd give you like I think it was like a puzzle piece, and it was part of your order. I guess the money that you gave to them would go into a charity, and they had a bunch of different ones. And I always gave to the one that just gives to the dogs, you know, because you know animals are actually genuinely innocent. So I always gave to the one that I don't know if it was a vet. I think it was specifically for pit bulls or something like that. And pit bulls, I have my quarrels with them. I like them, but also I think they're a little dangerous. But that's just me. But I think they're sweet dogs. I've been around a lot of pit bulls that are very nice dogs. If any of you brothers, sisters out there have pit bulls, I'm not just bagging on your dog. they're sweet dogs, they are. But some people don't know how to control them, and they're hey man, those dogs are like a machine gun when they get out. They're very dangerous. It's not like a little 22 pistol going off. That's like having a whole fucking machine gun out there, you know, ripping up children and stuff. They're a very dangerous dog if not raised right. Okay, it's not like any dog can be dangerous, but pit bulls are. I mean, those dogs, man, they were used to fucking fight off coyotes and wolves and shit. So not any dog. Try to do that with Bubba the Lab. He ain't gonna make it so far. He'll probably die. But a pit bull, man, they'll go out there and fuck some shit up. They will fuck some shit up, and I'm sure some labs can too, but not as much as a pit bull. But anyway, besides the point, but I just wanted to explain that. So they used to have a thing where you could donate to charity and organizations, right? And it was on the wall, and which one did you want to donate to? I'd always just pick the one for the dog or the vet or whatever. Because look, man, a lot of those charities, maybe hopefully the one for the dog went to it, but a lot of those charities aren't even going to who you think they're going to. It's going to somebody's pocket. You know, Bill and Melinda Gates, that's who it's going to when you donate to their foundation. It's not going to help anybody out. You know, here's some right here. Charitable organizations. You got like Habitat for Humanity. And you see, you know, I don't know what the thing is with Habitat Humanity is. They have like thrift stores and stuff like that. So I don't know if I don't know what they're doing. I've seen some charities that quote unquote give back. I know there used to be a thrift store called Stepping Stones back when I lived in Arizona, and they're I think they're church based. Stepping Stones. Let's see, Stepping Stones charity, something like that. It was like well, that's in the United Kingdom, but there's like a thrift store. So in Arizona, yeah, that's where it was, Stepping Stones. But yeah, they used to have it, and they used to give back. Like they used to actually give back. Like if you're homeless, you could actually get a voucher that would allow you to get so many clothes for free, which is great. You won't see that happening from like look at Goodwill, look at Savers. Those are not even, you think that would be charity because you're giving something, but those are retail stores. They take something for free and they don't really give back all that much, and they just take the money from it. And now it's become, anyway, I'm going on a rant at this point, and I could continue with it. But you know, dealing with charity, we closed out before we got the second definition of what charity is. Second definition's right here. This is what charity is. It says the voluntary giving of help, typically in the form of money, to those in need. And it can be food, it can be anything, man. And it's just, there's certain things that, you know, charity is a good thing to do. Okay, charity is a good thing to do. It says verse 14, and above all these things put on charity, which is the bond of perfectness. And it doesn't matter what they look like or who they are. It does not matter. Sometimes you'll just get the feeling. You'll just have the feeling to do it for whatever reason, man. All right, if you have that feeling, I wouldn't ignore it. That's what I do. I mean, for example, last time I gave to someone was when we were on that Salt Lake trip, me and my wife. There's this homeless Edomite guy, looked like shit. The guy was clearly on drugs, but he didn't ask for money. He said, "Hey, man, the police just took my shit. They took all my stuff. I had money in my bag, and they took all my stuff. Now, if it was a lie, I don't give a shit at the end of the day. He was lying, whatever. He didn't ask for money. We were, me and my wife were, we were riding those little, scooters, those little electric scooters. And he came across us and he's like, I just want some food from McDonald's. So I went and got him some food from McDonald's. He might probably, who cares? The Spirit was on me to do it. All right, and you'll see if you watch the Elders and Apostles videos, they'll give out money. Like if you watch the Apostles of Great Millstone live camps, if you watch them, from time to time, someone will walk by and ask for money, and you'll see them both get out their wallet and they'll give them some money. Why? Because charity, it's a good thing, all right, and it's a good thing to do, man. And again, we're better and bigger people than Esau. Don't steep to their low. Don't do it. Anyway, tangent over. Verse 14. Above all these things, put on charity, which is the bond of perfectness, and let the peace of Yahweh rule in your hearts, to the which also ye are called in one body, and be ye thankful. That's the point we were waiting for right there. And be ye thankful. It says, let the word of Hamashiach dwell in you richly in all wisdom, teaching and admonishing one another in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, singing with grace in your hearts to the Lord. And whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all in the name of Lord Yahushai, giving thanks to Yahweh and the Father by him. There again, in verse 17, it talks about thanks. So in verse 15 at the end, it says, and be ye thankful. At the end of verse 17, it says, giving thanks. Starting, it says, do all in the name of Lord Yahushai, giving thanks to Yahweh and the Father by him. Okay? So, going back, it's very important to give thanks to the Lord, man. Okay? Because everything that we have, man, just looking around, the things that I have on my desk, the 2 computer screens, a mic mount, a keyboard, even this desk, right? Any of these things. I got some stones over there off to the side, some tiger's eye and different other stones that are nice. I got a necklace that's made out of malachite that I had the stone, but someone made the other part for me that has copper on it. All these things I would not have if it was not for the Lord. All right, and you got to think about that, because it seems, it might seem little to you, all right, but you got to understand that everything you have, you would not have if it wasn't a blessing of the Lord. Do you have a roof over your head? Guess what? That's a blessing of the Lord. Do you have a bed to sleep in? That's a blessing of the Lord. Do you have sheets and blankets and pillows on that bed? That's a blessing of the Lord. Your TV, your video game systems, your car, your job, right? Your food, your fridge, right? Your animals, your pets, right? Your everything, man. Every single thing. Your jewelry, your colognes, right? Your couches, your furniture, right? Everything, man. The experiences you're allowed to do. All right, going out and being able to go and get some food somewhere, going out and being able to go and have a night out with the wife, or going to see a movie, or going to a theater or some other event, or different types of things like that. Those are all blessings of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai that you would not have if it wasn't for him. You got to realize the Lord is pulling the strings. He's the one that does everything. You would not have those things if it wasn't for him. And finally, most importantly of all, you would not be sitting here watching this lesson right now, because you would not have the truth, all right, if it was not for Yahweh Shem Yahushai, okay? You would not have the truth and this understanding, the faith. You would not know who the Lord is. You would not know his name, right? You wouldn't know any of these things if it wasn't for the Lord. So it's very imperative that you give thanks, and you're thankful, and that you're grateful for all the things that Yahweh Shem Yahushai has given you, even if it seems small, man. Even if it seems small. I try to, every time I buy an item, I try to thank the Lord, even if it seems something stupid, a phone, a brand new phone, or, last night got a one of the new Xboxes, because, you heard me talking about pulling the trigger on an Xbox or PlayStation. I got one, but you got to give thanks for those things, man. You go out and give food. What do you do? What do you do when you get food? What should you do when you buy food? You go out and you send a prayer up, and you thank you for the food, right? And as they say in the church, thank you for the food that I'm about to eat, or they have a specific way to do it. Regardless if you use some form of using that speech, you thank the Lord for the food that you have, and then you pray over it that it doesn't have any chemicals or stuff in it that could take your ass out, right? Again, you see how that goes when you go out, or when you wake up. All right, that's another thing I try to do. I don't do it all the time, but it really put the spirit on me when Apostle Gabar was talking about it. He said every day, Apostle Gabar says that every day that he wakes up, the first thing he does is thank the Lord for another day. And I try to do that, but sometimes it slips in my mind, because I have other prayers that are, that I do. But you woke up, guess what? That's a blessing from the Lord. All right, that's a blessing from the Lord. Another day to learn, to get knowledge, to be in this truth, right? So, hey, man, there's so many different things. We could keep going because legitimately everything is something to be thankful over. You know, what about when something? What about when you got hurt? Well, guess what? Something grew from that. All right, something grew from that. For example, I don't like getting sick, and Lord willing, I don't get sick again. Last time I did get real sick, well, hell, the last affliction I had was I fucked my neck up and shoulder real bad. But guess what? You know, I don't want that to happen again, but things happen like that from time to time. But the thing is that when you go through those things, now, the first time when I got in the truth, those started happening. I was very fearful, very frightful, you know, should I go to the hospital? Should I go and do this? And matter of fact, when the Lord was messing me up because I wasn't doing right, I was going to the emergency room, over and over and over again. And they couldn't find shit, and they couldn't find shit, and they couldn't find shit, and they couldn't find shit. So I had to learn patience. I had to learn to trust the Lord. All right. I had to learn, you know, that these people aren't going to be able to help me, and the Lord's going to be the one that is going to help me, because they couldn't find anything. They said, oh, maybe it's this heart condition. I prayed about it. Guess what? All those effects, mostly for the most part, went away. All right. Because I was dizzy all the fucking time. I get dizzy from time to time, as I'm sure most of us do from time to time. But it's not like, you know, I probably get dizzy more than the average person. But, you know, that's just health issues, teeth issues, and other things. But it's not like it was before, where it was every single day, and that's because I prayed, right? So that's something you gotta give thanks to the Lord for your health, to get everything, man. Really, every single thing, even those experiences. I'm thankful that I went through that. Now, did I like it at the time? No, but I'm thankful that I went for that. Why? Because one, I learned to fear the Lord. I learned if I wasn't doing what I'm gonna do, that the Lord could mess me up seriously bad, and that was a small on the grand scale of power that the Lord has, right? And he can mess me up bad. I learned, you know, I got better at teaching. I started teaching. All right. I'm happy that happened because I was so fearful that I made basically, I don't know if you would call it a pact, but a deal with the Lord, basically, saying, hey, Lord, if you deliver me from this situation, I'll start teaching. Right. And the beautiful thing is, I was going to say the crazy thing, but it's not really crazy. It's blessed and it's beautiful, is that I've heard the similar story from a lot of the other elders and apostles. Right. I've heard the same story with Elder Apostle Gabar. All right. About I don't know if he was. I don't want to, you know, put his business out there, but he'll tell it. I don't know if he was looking at time, you know, in that type of way. If he was looking at time, I can't remember. I think it was. I will say I don't think he'd mind with Elder Menatazatba. He was talking about his situation where he was potentially looking at some time, and that was the thing that he did with the Lord, you know, about teaching. And then boom, guess what? He started teaching and everything fell into place. I don't know if it was a similar situation with Apostle Gabar or if his was something else. I remember he said, you know, he went by One West, or was it Apostle Gabar, or was it Apostle Ramalov? I believe it was Apostle Gabar, but he went by the One West and he saw it, but he wasn't really doing anything with it. And then he came into a situation where I don't know if he was looking at time. And again, these aren't my stories to tell. That's why I'm not going to elaborate on them. I'm just going to give you, you know, basic things that I've heard them say. And then from there, I don't know if he was involved. Something happened. And then he had the thought on him to go back there and that he would do it. And I don't know if he did the same thing, but the same thing happened with me. There's lots of similar stories. And those are the only two accounts that I know. Again, they're not really my stories to tell. It's lucky if, you know, those brothers, if they don't want those stories being told like that by me, if it's their story to tell. But I just wanted to give you an example that there's a lot of examples like that amongst the truth, where we were all facing some type of situation that we needed deliverance from, and it came into our mind that we need to get into the truth and really stop messing around and stop fucking around and really, you know, buckle down. And that's what happened to me. That's what I've heard happen to those brothers, and probably many others that I'm not aware of. So that, you know, and ever since then, so I'm thankful for that situation. I am thankful for that situation. Now, it sucked. I was in pain. I couldn't barely move. I was shaky. All right. My health was very, very bad. I thought I was going to die, man. I honestly thought I was going to die, perhaps. And, hey, I prayed. And so I got, you know, fear of the Lord from that. I got teaching from that. I grew in the spirit through that. And I continued to grow. And I'm still continuing to grow from that. So, yeah, you have to be thankful in everything, man. And every single thing, you got to be thankful, man. So, and my mouse decided to die. There we go. Come on. There we go. So 1 Thessalonians 5:17 through 18. Let's go over there. So this is 1 Thessalonians 5:17 through 18. Verse 17 says, "Pray without ceasing. What is ceasing? Ceasing means stop. All right, it means to stop. So pray without stopping. Does that mean you have to pray? You have to close your eyes all day and walk around with a blind man's cane? No, that means you're praying all the time. All right, and you don't ever stop praying. Right? For example, I can only use myself as an example. When I wake up, I pray, and then I might do something, and then I do another full prayer. I do a short prayer, and then I do some stuff, and then I do a full prayer, and then I come out here, right? And before I make a lesson, I pray. All right, before I before I leave the house, I pray. If I go out and get some food, I pray over that food. All right, before I even go into step out into, sometimes I do it preemptively. All right, before I even step into buildings, I pray, because you don't know what fucking type of crazy shit's going on out there, man. You don't know what shit these people could be doing or in there, or different types of things, and all these, everything. You get home, and then you pray, you thank the Lord that you got home safely. You get in your house, you have some dinner, you pray again, right? That's praying without ceasing. All right, I'm not bigging myself up. I'm just using that as an example. Again, I only have myself to give as an example because I'm me. So, you pray. All right, you get, feel a little ill. Oh, my stomach hurts a little bit. Pray. All right. You go to work, guess what you do? You pray, because you don't know what type of crazy motherfuckers you might encounter. You pray. All right. So, hey, man, before you go to bed, what do? You pray. All right. So, at least to the best of your ability, if you don't fall asleep, try to. That's, again, thing I've been struggling with. So, but hey, that's what you do. You pray. Verse 18, it says, "In everything give thanks, for this is the will of Yahweh and Hamashiach Yahushai concerning you." So in everything give thanks. We got to thank the Lord for everything. Okay, we got to thank the Lord for everything. We got to thank him that we woke up today. Thank him for the food that we're gonna eat. Thank him for all the thank to be able to do these lessons, to having this truth and the Spirit on us. Right? Hey, man, because we're very blessed to have this truth, man. And that's one of the biggest blessings of all, is being able to know the Lord's name and be able to be in this truth. That is the biggest blessing. Right? Matthew 13 and 16 through 17. All right, and before this, it was talking about we maybe perhaps should read up. I'm gonna use this time to grab a drink. Yep, see, there it goes. Every time I'm having trouble with the Bible loading here, I'm just gonna say I'm gonna take a drink, because every time I do, without fail, loads quicker than I don't know, something that's quick. I don't know. Can't think of a saying to say. There we go. So, we'll go right here from 13, and we'll go to 17. It says, "Therefore speak," and this is red letter, so this is Yahushai speaking. Matthew 13 says, "Therefore speak I to them in parables, because they seeing not, and hearing they hear not." Because they seeing see not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand. It says in verse 14, "And in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Esaias, which saith, By hearing ye shall hear, and shall not understand, and seeing ye shall see, and shall not perceive." So, hey, that's the thing, that a lot of these people, because the Lord, speaks in parables, and they don't, and that's a way really that locks it from the mind of many. It's deeper than that. The Spirit is just physically keeping these people from getting it. All right, they can see, right, or they can hear, but they can't understand, and they can see, but they can't perceive. But we can hear and we can perceive, right? In verse 15, it says, "For this people's heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, and should be converted, and I should heal them." And now the only way that can take place is if the Lord reaches out to you, because before we were in the same state, but now we're not. So in verse 16, again, being with something we should be extremely thankful for, it says, "But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For verily I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them." So there you go, man. That's something that we need to be extremely grateful for, because guess what? These people out in the world, they don't understand what's going on. They don't understand World War III's on the brewing. All right, they don't understand the mixing pots being stirred. They don't understand those things, man. They don't see it. They don't see the soup being the soup. The soup is old. They don't see the carrots being added in the the other things that you add to a broth, all right? And they don't see it all being added and cooked up. They don't know that a stew's a cooking, all right? Until it's cooked, all right? They don't smell it, they don't see it, nothing, all right? You know when you make stew, it makes the whole house smell like stew. But these people, there's all this stew smell, right? You see World War III ramblings and talks about from Putin and Kim Jong-un and Xi Jinping, and they're talking about missiles and this and the draft, and you're hearing talks about microchips and CBDCs. You're seeing all these different things, but they're not, you know, that's the smell of the stew. But these people, all this smell is going on, and they don't smell it. I don't smell anything. What do you mean? I don't smell anything at all. Hey, anybody with a right mind, that's the key, a right mind, through Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, would be able to smell and to see those things cooking up. But these people, they don't see it, they don't smell it. They're just walking around blissfully ignorant, not even knowing that the stew's on a brew, right? And we're blessed to be able to understand that, because before, you know, when you wake up in the truth, it really is like I'm trying to think of a explanation. It's like, you know, like the scriptures say, you know, awaking. It is really about being awoke again, all right, being reborn as it is when you come to the truth, because you look at some of the things out in the world, you're like, what the fuck? How was I so blind that I didn't understand any of this shit, man? You didn't know, you know, like back in the world, like we might have had some understanding of, like, you know, the world and the government and how it runs. For example, I was always taught by my dad to be distrusting of the government, and I knew there was elites and stuff, but I didn't really understand why. You know, I guess they're just bad people, right? But you don't really understand the whole of things like that until you get in the Bible and everything just clicks into place like that final puzzle piece, man. And you understand that they're Edomites and they're trying to hide, you know, the true nationality of them and the Israelites, because, you know, they're the Edomites and they go back in reincarnation, and they're actually Esau, and they're salty because they didn't get the blessing and all these different things, and then, you know, all these different things, and it's amazing. And then, you know, have that period where you try to tell everybody, you know, you gotta understand that. Well, I don't know what you're talking about, man. What do you mean? You know, and you don't even realize it. So Psalms 103 and 2 through 5, verse 2 says, "Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all his benefits." The Lord has many, many benefits. What are they? Well, we just named a whole bunch of them. It says, "Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all his benefits, who forgiveth all thine iniquities, who healeth all thy diseases." There's some benefits right there. "Who redeemeth thy life from destruction, who crowneth thee with loving kindness and tender mercies, who satisfy thy mouth with good things, so that thy youth is renewed like the eagles." So there you go. Without the Lord, there's another thing to be thankful for. If it wasn't for Yahweh Shai's sacrifice, we would be super screwed, man. We'd be done, all right? And the fact that we're under grace now, also, we would be screwed if we weren't under grace. We would, because Esau's putting pork in the water bottles. Done, dead. Would have been dead. You got to work on this day. Guess what? That day is Sabbath. Guess what? Would have been dead for working on Sabbath. We would have been destroyed, man, completely. All right, it's all through Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai that, you know, through these blessings, everything, man, all these benefits, and healing us, and because Esau's medicine ain't gonna heal us, and his medicine, I hate to even call it that. His fucking witchcraft concoctions ain't gonna heal us, you know? They ain't gonna do anything. They don't even work. You know, it's been forever since I've taken ibuprofen or Advil, and if you brothers do, I'm not saying that you're wicked for it, but I don't think the shit works. Every time I took one, you know, it takes like 35 to 45 minutes. I only ever used to take them really when I had a headache. It takes like 35, 45 minutes for those motherfuckers to kick in, and then your headache goes away. How do I know that my headache just didn't go away? Maybe I just drank some water and hung out, and 35, 45 minutes, it would have just went away. I don't think this shit doesn't do shit, man. Esau's shit don't do anything, man. It doesn't do anything. It's useless. It's useless bullshit. So let's get James 1 and 7. So James 1 and 7, it says, "Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above, and cometh down from the Father of lights, in whom is no variableness, neither shadow of turning." So every good gift and every perfect gift is from above. Everything comes from the Lord. Everything. Phones, computers, TVs, books, tables. What else? I'm just looking around. Clothing, right? Clothing and chairs and all these different things, and food. You're right. All these different things come from the Lord. Everything comes from the Lord. All right. And again, like I've said, most importantly, the ability to have this truth and understanding, the ability to know the Lord's name, the ability to know that you're an Israelite, All right, all these different things, man. They're all gifts from the Lord. All right. So here's Ephesians 1 and 3, and then we got one more after this, and we're going to close out. So Ephesians 1 and 3 says, "Blessed be Yahweh and Father of our Lord Yahushua Hamashiach, who hath blessed us with all spiritual blessings in heavenly places in Hamashiach." So again, you know, all the spiritual blessings that we've got, the physical blessings, the good blessings, the spiritual blessings, which are extremely great. The spiritual blessings are the most important, because all the other, you know, food and stuff like that. As long as you have that spiritual blessing, the Lord will get, you know, help you through whatever. Doesn't even matter if you don't have food. Remember, He used manna, right, to feed the Israelites. Okay, that's how we were fed, you know, back then when we didn't have that. It was manna. So with the Lord, really, hey, man, that's the spiritual blessings are the most important of all. Okay, and finally, John 3 and 27, and we're going to go ahead and close out. John 3 and 27, it says, once it loads, I'm going to grab a drink of water. There we go. I didn't even do it, right? John 3 and 27, it says, "John answered and said, a man can receive nothing except it be given him from heaven." And that's where we're going to close out. Just know that everything that you have, right? If you're a woman, you know, your husband is a blessing. If you're a man, your wife is a blessing. Your food is a blessing. The house that you're in is a blessing. Having this knowledge and this truth and this understanding is a blessing, right? Being able to have your job is a blessing. The items you have is a blessing. All right, that TV you have that you watch football on, that's a blessing. To be able to sit at home on a couch and watch TV is a blessing. All right, that constitutes multiple blessings, but that's a day off from work, that's a blessing. Everything is a blessing, and everything give thanks. Be thankful to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Everything that you have, He gave it to you. Well, you know, good and bad, everything is given by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So you should be thankful for those things, because you wouldn't have any of these things at all. We wouldn't have phones to make lessons on, or computers, or mics, any of these things, man. And you know, if you look at all the brothers and sisters out there, we're not living awfully. We're not in the most ideal situations all the time, no. But we're not living awfully either. Matter of fact, I was living worse before I came in the truth. So, you know, these are the blessings from Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Be thankful for them. Be grateful. All right, give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, because without Him, you wouldn't have any of these things at all. You wouldn't even be able to know His name to give thanks if it wasn't for Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So that's been the lesson, and everything give thanks. With that, we're going to go ahead and close out. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. Shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring, keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Until next one, Lord willing, Shalom.